Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. First things first, I told you when we get comments and we get concerns from listeners and from viewers, they want to hear us. We're happy to help. So somebody told me, Nick, on the video, your audio quality sucks. You got to pick it up, man. Why do you sound better in the podcast when on your Hi5 series, it sounds like we're talking through a Nokia phone. Okay, I got it. I brought the microphone out. I didn't know that my MacBook Pro wasn't as good as I thought it was. So, here we go. Thanks, Steve Jobs. Hi5, it's July 24th. It's a Friday. We made it. We made it. That's all we have to start by saying. Whatever you did this week, you did good. So, congrats to you. First things first, we got the MLB back last night. And so we saw Yankees, Nationals, which actually ended only in 6 because of rain delays and then getting called for rain after that. And after a terrible umpiring, I think the entire thing was a perfect culmination of how shitty 2020 is because that game was shitty too. So, number 2, we had the Dodgers absolutely blow the tires off the Giants. It's just another day. It's been that way since 2015. So, number 2 on the Hi5. Name changes. I was just to flash it here and there. Name changes. We had literally 2 sides of the same coin. Maybe even 2 sides of 2 different coins. That's how crazy different this was. The Seattle Kraken finally released their expansion team name, logo, secondary logo, jersey design for home and away. They took it out and they pushed it out everywhere. And I'll tell you what, everybody loved it. Loved it. I didn't hear one bad thing about it. You've already got a cool catchphrase. Release the Kraken. You did great with the logos. There's no question about it. The jerseys are hot fire. Everybody loves them. It's also not generic. It's not the Warriors or it's not Spartans. It's not any of these things that we typically think of. It brought some of that Seattle lore into things. And also, it's just fun to say. It's weird enough that people don't expect it. It's fun to say because people like it. I don't see any situation where they went wrong here. On top of that, one thing where they even took it another step in the right direction was their main liquor sponsor is Kraken rum, which is, shout out to Josh, some dark Kraken rum. And if you haven't had it, you're going to have to. It's not the best rum I've had, but if you're a dark rum person, it'll most certainly be the best rum you've ever had. So, on the other side of the coin, oh my God. Washington football team. There's not much I have to say about this. They did a terrible job of PR on this one. They wanted to focus it on the uniforms, which you know what you should have done is you should have just released the uniforms. That's it. Then people would talk about the uniforms that look like you're trying to imitate USC. It's okay. So they said that they want people to call them just the Washington football team and that this is only temporary for the next season. I'm pretty much certain that everybody would have rather called them like DC football or something like that. It was a terrible way to go about it. And that type of news could have been a press release to ESPN or to Fox News to say, hey, when you're calling our games, please call us the Washington football team for the immediate future. So that when we decide a new name, then we'll rebrand accordingly. Taking too long to rebrand is a bad thing. It's got to be rip the Band-Aid off. 2, doing it in the way that they did is so dumb. Because everybody roasted it. And rightfully so. Yeah. That's all I got to say on that one. Number 3, University of Kentucky. Some of the faculty, staff, and students would like to see the name of their arena change. So for those of you that aren't college football fans, Rupp Arena is synonymous with Kentucky. Kentucky's a basketball school. Everybody knows it. Now, it's been named Rupp Arena since the 70s. And then I didn't figure this out until this morning. The dude's name's Adolph Rupp. what? That just let that one sit in. There's a reason why this person's name doesn't exist anymore. Obviously not, but it's a him, whatever. But Adolph Rupp, I'm just gonna keep saying it because it's wild. It's wild. He coached the Wildcats 41 seasons, led them to 4 rings, respectable. He was coach from 1930 to 1972. So, 41 seasons, 42 years, depending upon how you're looking at it. He did not have any African-American players on his team until 1969. So, for 39 years, he didn't allow African-Americans to be a part of his team. And he waited 3 years. So, in 1966, his all-white Kentucky team got beat by, I believe it was an all African-American team, but I think it was Texas El Paso. Not positive. Don't shoot the messenger on that one. But then he waited 3 years after, and then he recruited a 7'2" African-American. So that's why the people that want to have the arena renamed are looking after it, because they say that Adolph, not a great start to begin with, still was a white supremacist, and then only allowed for African-American students to join his basketball team 3 years before he retired. So out of 41 seasons, 38 of them were all white. I'm not a Kentucky fan. I'm not a Kentucky student. I don't care. So whatever they want to do, fine by me. Number 4, we saw the biggest difference in college. What are they called? Not recruitment, but you're seeing my brain work on a Friday now after it's been fried for a few days. College selection videos. I'm just going to go with that. That RJ Keene, he lives in Houston, 4-star prospect, had 6 masks out on the table. Now, you're thinking, Nick, no, he didn't. He had 6 hats out on the table. Well, that's a reason why RJ Keene made the Hi5 for today, because he's the first person that I've ever seen, and that I think the internet is collectively agreed to decide where they're going to play in the fall based on masks. So, it's boggling. We're seeing a huge change, huge shift in sports. I mean, that's amazing. Number 5, I think I'm going to make this my solid number 5 forever now. Only on Fridays. But watch some sports. Go watch some sports, please. I mean, we've got 14 MLB games going on tonight, or just throughout the day today. I mean, pretty much. After 2 p.m., just turn on the TV, and there's going to be stickball going on everywhere. More stickball than you can shake a stick at. We also, believe it or not, we're ending Fight Island. I had no idea about this until UFC started putting out verbiage that was Fight Island going out with a bang. It's disappointing. It is. I thought that it was going to last a lot longer than just a month. But we've got Whitaker versus Till at the top of the main card. Go bet it. Go put $1 down. Do what you want. Defending champ Whitaker former champion, Whitaker is getting quite the contender in Till. One thing I also want to mention in the honorable mentions here is that apparently I'm a liar. Fun fact. That the Blue Jays are not the Pittsburgh Blue Jays this season. The Pennsylvania Health Department waited until hour 11 and then shot that down. I think no matter what you believe about whether they should or should not be doing it, I think the way that the Pittsburgh Health Department and the Pennsylvania Health Department and the governor of Pennsylvania handled things couldn't have been worse. They allowed for the media to spin this cycle for over a week. and then they kept pushing it and pushing it. It was all seen as, pen to paper, and then they pull the carpet out at the 11th hour. I mean, you need to be able to voice your concerns a week ago, before this got traction and before even the Blue Jays players thought they were going to be moving to Pittsburgh for the season. Don't do that. That's terrible. And really terrible PR for you, because now that's all people are going to be thinking that you are. Is just somebody that waits the last minute to do something. I'm not saying that what they did was wrong. I'm saying that the way they went about it is shitty. Where are they going to go? I have no idea. They're going to keep looking towards East Coast, NL, to make sure that they can try to maintain a place where they can have as minimal contact as possible. But whatever team gets them should be pretty happy. They most likely won't have to go in the same division. I don't think that they'll be sharing Fenway. I don't think they'll be sharing Baltimore, Camden Yards. They definitely won't be sharing Yankee Stadium. They could. I don't know why they'd want to go down to Tampa Bay, but maybe they'll share Tampa Bay. So I do not anticipate that, but who knows? All right, everybody. This is the Hi5 series from the DH Podcast, Spotify, Apple. You know where to find us. Twitter, Instagram. The links to everything, including this, are in the bio. I want to thank you so much for another week of riding with us. We'll see you on Monday. We're out.